John Cena has called out Triple H for another big lie, so we'll see what that's about. We'll also check out what's going on with Roman Reigns, Becky Lynch, and more. Starting things off with John Cena and these apparent lies that he's calling Triple H out on. After Brock Lesnar made his humongous return to WWE, Triple H sat at the post-show and basically put Brock Lesnar's return on John Cena's hands. Triple H said that John Cena gave him a wish list of things he wants to do and opponents he wants to face before retiring in December. And Triple H noted that what they're doing right now is trying to check off everything that's on the wish list. So although Triple H never outright said that John Cena personally requested to face Brock Lesnar, it was heavily implied by Triple H, saying that everything that's happening right now is based off of Cena's requests. So Triple H's remarks there from the post-show made everyone fully believe that narrative that John Cena made a potential request to face Brock Lesnar and how WWE made it happen for him. But just a few days after that, during an interview with Adam's Apple, John Cena denied Triple H's claim that he personally requested to face Brock Lesnar during the farewell tour. John Cena said that he's been treating the farewell tour the same way he's been treating his career over the last 25 years, that he lets the company deal the cards, and he plays with what's given to him, implying that the company is picking the farewell tour opponents, and he's going with whatever story and feuds they put in front of him. So it's a bit of an awkward situation here because somebody's lying. Triple H implies that Brock Lesnar was an opponent that was personally requested by John Cena, but then John Cena turns around and fully shoots down that, saying that he's letting the company pick the opponents. So one of these two individuals are not telling the full truth. But ever since John Cena announced the farewell tour, he did say that he did not want to get involved in the creative side of things. He did say that he wanted to fully leave it in their hands, because it's their job and he fully trusts them. So it's a tricky situation, but John Cena pretty much made Triple H look like a liar about that wish list talk. Becky Lynch may say some crazy and narcissistic things as a heel, but the one thing that's absolutely true is that Becky has basically brought the Women's Intercontinental Championship up to feeling almost like another world title. She has made the title that relevant and really seem important. Lyra was a great first champion, but it's hard to recall a single thing Lyra did with the title until Becky came back. Once Becky got involved in the title picture for the Intercontinental Championship, the stocks for when it came to that title skyrocketed. Lyra started getting mic time, and there was finally some story around the Intercontinental title once Becky got involved. And once Becky Lynch won the title, that title became even more significant and important, with the SummerSlam stipulation being that Lyra could never challenge Becky Lynch again for the title if she lost. That match marked the end of Becky and Lyra's feud, which is great because you don't want that feud to drag on for that long, so the Becky and Lyra chapter is closed. But just one night after SummerSlam, and WWE revealed what's the next big program and feud for Becky Lynch to have, and that was revealed to be Nikki Bella. Nikki has been active in the ring since returning in July. She was involved in some multi-women tag matches and a brief program with Chelsea Green. But this feud now with Becky Lynch is basically Nikki's first official big program since the 2018 feud with Ronda Rousey. Nikki Bella recalled being the veteran in the locker room when Becky was first getting to the main roster, and how Nikki felt comfortable stepping away from the ring since everything was in great hands with Becky Lynch. But Nikki said that Becky has been nothing but a big disappointment, saying that Becky doesn't lift people up, she handcuffs them. And this is the moment where some serious shots started to get thrown. Nikki Bella brings up Becky's recent Hollywood performance and how it must have not been what Becky was expecting since she came back. But Becky bragged about her role in Happy Gilmore while making fun of Nikki for getting her role in that same movie fully cut from the film. Nikki said that Becky Lynch was a liar, just like her husband Seth Rollins, a reference to the entire fake knee injury. Lynch warned Becky not to make any mention like that of her husband because they were the greatest wrestling couple of all time. Becky said the same label would have gone to Nikki Bella and John Cena, but it can't since they broke up and Nikki can no longer see John Cena. That line from Becky Lynch made the Brooklyn crowd absolutely erupt and lose their minds. Nikki pointed out that Becky was always afraid to face Nikki during their early days together on the SmackDown roster, and Nikki wanted Becky to defend her title against her. Becky cheap-shotted Nikki, and that was the end of that. So a segment that's clearly kicking off Becky Lynch versus Nikki Bella, and it teased the feud in a great way that actually has fans excited. That segment was not flat, it wasn't boring, it was pretty electrifying and full of hype. A lot of shots were exchanged, but obviously Becky Lynch had that line of the night when her line was said about John Cena, and the fans love a good personal jab during a promo exchange. That's always going to get the job done to build up interest and get people going. It worked with Tiffany and Charlotte, and worked again here with Becky and Nikki. Plus, you've got their long history with each other to mess with there as well. Becky and Nikki were on the same active rosters dating back to the days of 2015 and 2016, so there's a lot of references to the past that could be made during their feud together. So it may be a mid-card women's title, but this program will definitely continue to make the women's Intercontinental title feel like a world title. It's a big program, lots of history, and lots of potential for it to get personal and deep. So it's a story to watch out for on Raw. A new fan theory is going around for Roman Reigns right now that's pretty interesting. Roman Reigns is a character right now that's pretty lost. Sure, he has that clear story in sight of coming after Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman and seeing revenge on them. But strictly as a character, there's little to nothing at all going on there anymore, which is pretty mind-blowing because just a few years ago, Roman was one of the most character-driven superstars on the roster, but that's no longer the case. Sure, he's got the tribal chief label, but there's no title, no family, no story, no anything surrounding the persona and character like there once was. But what was interesting was during a backstage promo from his Raw return, Roman closed it out by saying, "Believe that." That was his signature catchphrase in The Shield, and he carried it with him all the way until 2019, right before the big tribal chief character change. Once he changed characters, Roman never really used that old catchphrase again, but now suddenly in 2025 he's reverting back to it, and funny enough, Roman is currently struggling with a numbers advantage that he can't overcome with Seth Rollins and The Vision. After multiple failed attempts to take the group all by himself, that has fans wondering if Roman Reigns could start forming a new group around him, a new version of The Shield to counter The Vision. Remember that in years past, it's always been Seth Rollins that used The Shield's history to play mind games with Roman. Seth has worn the Shield gear and came out to their music multiple times in recent years, with the sole purpose of messing with Roman. So what if the roles were flipped, especially since their attitudes have been flipped? What if Roman Reigns himself uses Shield-related mind games on Seth Rollins? Maybe using their music, maybe getting a few new guys together and they're all wearing the same old Shield gear. Maybe something along those lines. We've seen that Seth use those tactics on Roman, and we've seen Roman's reaction, but how would Seth react if it was done to him? So that's something fans are discussing right now. Roman needs backup to take on The Vision, so will he handle it like this? But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.